She is a Korean at heart whose love for the Korean alphabet has also led to a successful business. Today on Talk Room, we welcome Indian entrepreneur and media personality Nidhi Agrawal. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you, and thank you for joining us on Talk Room. First of all, I have to offer you congratulations for receiving the Merit Award for Promoting Hangul Culture in 2025. It sounds very impressive.
Yay!
Congratulations once again. Please explain what that award is and why you received it.
So the award, explanation is, the award is Hangul Day Commendation. So it's a special award that Korean government gives to the people or the organizations who promote Hangul, that is Korean alphabet, not just in Korea, but also globally. So very simply, when you are promoting Hangul to get to reach to more hearts and hands, they would notice you.
Around the world, right?
Around the world.
You were actually the first foreign recipient, you and your business partner.
Yeah, both I and Tyler, who is my business partner at the moment, we were the first foreigners who got it in 2025. There were, in this Hangul Nar, which is October 9th,
Yes.
which was the 579th Hangul Day, there were 11 participants who got it, and we were one of them, and we were really proud when we were getting it, because it's like the first time we got it, and we did not expected it actually.
Right. And when you say Tyler, we're talking about Tyler Rasch, also a very famous media personality here in Korea as well. How is that partnership working, and how did it actually come about?
Well, so Tyler and I were friends before we started business. So when I first came, I always wanted to do business when I first came to Korea. So I was doing my MBA in Korea, and when I was in MBA, Tyler was doing his another show which was really popular, and he was also having a small consulting company. So I found him on LinkedIn, which is like another platform, and I was like, hey, hi, I want to do business later. Can we have a coffee chat? So he's like, yeah, sure. So that's how we first met. That was in like 2017 or something. And that's how we became like a little bit closer friends. So after like Corona, we started hanging out a little bit more, and we found out that our thinking process or mindset are kind of similar. So we were working on our own projects, but we were like, okay, how about this? How about that? And Tyler was like, does Korea have Korean biscuits? And that's how we came up with the idea.
See.
But doing any business is like skydiving. With a parachute, you don't know who packed. And you only have one. But when you have a partner, a business partner, at least now you have two parachutes.
Or you can hang on to his.
Yeah, and both of us are screaming. So that's, I think, is really great about having a business partner over there. And I and Tyler are really similar in some ways, but very different. So internally, we call it as like, if we are making a construction site, I'm an architect. I see like, this is the land. There has to be this building. I need a park over there. I need swimming pool there, and maybe a community program.
The big picture kind of.
Big picture and the long picture. And then he's like, making sure that the building won't collapse just because we made a swimming pool on the rooftop. So it works really well.
Very complimentary.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about the actual Hangul biscuit, shall we?
Yes, sure.
Because I was thinking, once you have this box, you would get all of the consonants and the syllables, but that's not the case, right?
That's not
You're
the
very
case.
deliberate about not including all of them. Walk us through which or how you make the selection for what letters and consonants go into a box.
Awesome. I love the question. So imagine we have a packet, like any biscuits. And in Hungry Biscuit, for example, you get same set of biscuits all the time. So you open the first one, that's like, oh, awesome, good, interesting. You open the second one, it's like, oh, I have seen
Same
those
one.
before. Yeah, the same one. After 10, you would know which alphabets and Kalphabets are in there, and you can already imagine, I can make these words, I can do this with it, and all of that. So we were like,
It becomes predictable and boring.
Yes, and that's boring. So we were like, how can we make it like fun for people, where it's like a new thing, and that arises the creativity in their heads. So at first, you have to know how you can use it. So for example, in Korea, in Korean letters, there is vowel called a, which looks like this.
Right.
It can become u, o, and that. The same thing like kyog is like that, but it becomes nian. So it's like, oh, that's more fun. So we were like, okay, then we don't have to make a lot of different characters. We can just turn them and tell people to use creativity.
Right.
Another thing is like, but we have to still know which characters people use a lot.
Of course. I think it's a great idea. Like you said, the fun of it is opening it up and not knowing which letters or alphabets and consonants you're going to get, right? And so it's taking off on SNS as well. People are sharing that fun. So I saw that you also posted some video under your brand of how you created this, how you actually produce the biscuits as well. And I imagine there's a lot of sort of comments. You know, part of the fun is seeing the comments. Are there a lot of surprising or fun reactions that you've gotten that stand out?
There are lots of ideas. I think at least on social media, people are giving us so many ideas about what we can do next. For example,
to improve or the next, okay.
To play with it.
Okay.
More. One of the reviews that gave us the really big idea that we are using at the moment is one of the couple, they bought it for their kid and the kid was playing with it, but in the end, like whatever the leftovers are, the couple was eating it in the night because it's garlic. It goes really well with beer.
Yes.
So they were eating Kalphabets over the beer and just talking. And she said her husband is not that talkative and expressive, but with Kalphabets, he said some really beautiful words to her, and that touched her.
Like 사랑해.
Yeah, or like
예뻐.
yeah, those kind of things. And one of them was 여보 사랑해요. Somebody said that in the morning on social media, and that got traction of like almost 5,000 likes just on that. It's like, wow, people are loving that, and now a lot of people are using it to say those to their loved ones, because you say so many times 사랑해, 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 it loses some value. So sometimes you want to add something extra to it.
Yeah,
so.
it's not quite the same as always texting it, right?
Yes.
And actually people sometimes, especially Koreans, are a little bit hesitant to express their affection.
Yeah.
So why not say with some biscuits, right?
Right.
So that's a great way for maybe Koreans to, you know, express their emotions more. What's the reaction been from overseas? Because I imagine for those people who are interested in Hangul and Korean culture, it's a great way for them to familiarize themselves with the language and also have fun.
Yeah, right now it's turning out to be the great gift. So one of the things that we are feeling, because garlic and mugwort are different tastes and they are Korean flavors.
Yes.
They are not like just available anywhere else.
They're not very common biscuit flavors, are they?
No. So when people taste it, the reaction you would see on their face, the expressions you would see, that's priceless. It's like, what? What's that kind of thing? So people are taking it as a gift for their parents as well. Like, I was in Korea, this is something Korean, this is how you would write your name and all of that. So that's one of the reaction. While, as you said, a lot of people also use it for getting familiarizing with Korean language. Is like, this is like, right now they are just using it on paper, but now they can touch it, they can feel it, they can eat it. The sense of smell and the taste and everything is making them more closer to the Korean language. So that's another thing that we have been seeing. And recently, the BTS member RM has posted Hangul Khwaja on his Instagram story.
Oh,
so because
well,
of that,
congratulations. Maybe even more than the award. That's a huge boost to your sales, I bet, right?
We got traction from like Japan and so many other countries saying that how can we buy it? And we were like, okay, well, now we really have to push it to the foreign markets. So we're looking forward to that.
So you are planning to ship internationally?
Yes. So right now, not just shipping, we are actually entering one of the big markets in US called H-Mart, which is really big of them. So we are actually going to US in end of January to do the launch.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And by the end of the year, we are also doing tests in Australia, Netherlands, Paris. Those are all happening at the same time. So we are like, boom.
Let's now talk about some of your other ventures as well, because not in addition to the Hangul biscuits, you have quite the career. This is, again, not your first business.
Yes.
You're running another company at the moment. Tell us about that.
Yes. It's a company where we do a lot of like finding new adventures in India, also in like starting a lot of more smaller projects that I want to try. And it also have the consulting part to it, but I'm trying to reduce it and change it into different business rather than consulting. So for example, I used to do consulting for Korean IT companies like gaming and even communication or like camera apps. Then I also went in the beauty industry. However, sometimes people nowadays, because of the AI support and everything, they always do not want somebody else to take over their decision-making capabilities. Like they only want a deep research or somebody else's strategic partner or somebody to give opinions on. So I'm changing it into that. So where I meet them and they tell what they want, and we do a research in our team like for 2 weeks, and then we do deep dive with them, come up with solutions, and they imply it. So that's becoming a lot more common nowadays for me to do it. So it's the another business that I'm doing.
But I mean, what made you decide to explore so many sort of business opportunities or becoming, it seems like a serial entrepreneur you are here in Korea? Because I understand, like you mentioned before, you already had a strong career in IT. You were working for a major IT company.
Yeah. But when I first came to Korea, my plan from the start was doing business. I always wanted to do business.
Set up your own business,
yes,
you mean?
Set up my own value. I wanted to prove myself that I can do something. And I chose Korea because like I thought there is a lot to learn in this country. Because business-wise, at that time when I was really young, Samsung and LG were really big in India. Population-wise, Korea is relatively smaller compared to India, but they have such global companies. How? And they would have so many things to learn, and that was my drive to come to here. And another thing is like, since I wanted to create my own value, I thought about if I go to America, I'm just going to be another Indian because there are so many Indians in there. So in Korea, like learning the language and knowing the culture, I would be able to give something here and also take something from here. So that was my initial thought when I came to Korea. So I went to the other companies because I wanted to learn how Korean businesses work. When I was in that positions, I became so comfortable that like, you get salary every month, you don't have to worry about anything, and the people around you is like always say, oh my god, you are at a position, I want to be at that position. So you feel like maybe this is good for you. But then I met Tyler and some other friends, and they are like, if you're just do it. Like if you don't do it, after 5 years, do you think you're going to like what you're doing at the moment? And that kind of snapped to me. It's like, yeah, after 5 years, I think I might regret not quitting my company and starting something of my own. And after that, that's why I start, like, whatever I want to start, a new project, I think after 10 years, would I regret not doing it? Even if I fail. So if I think I regret it, I start it.
That's a great philosophy or principle to work by. If you go even 5 years before, when you were still in India, again, you said you had those thoughts, but was there also kind of a moment where you snapped and said, I have to go to Korea? And then why Korea? Again, was it because of the Samsungs and the LGs or something else?
Well, it's not a pretty story for the Indian one, because like India and Korea, education-wise, are quite similar. So people have a formula for your life. You work and study really hard.
Go to
you go to a good university. You have to go to the good university to get into the good company. And there are only 4 big major careers that you can have, which is like doctor, engineer, CPA, and lawyer. And apart from that, if you go into arts, anybody can do the arts. The non-intelligent people do arts. That was the idea when I was there. So my life was like, I did not know what I wanted to do from the start. So I liked maths, everything. And at least in the high school, I was quite a topper, in top 5 or something. So when we had to choose, my mom was like, how about you do medical? Because that was her dream. So I was like, sure, well, and my friends were doing it too. So it's like, I just went through it. But somehow I did not get into the college I wanted, and they wanted me to repeat one class. But I did not find it interesting at all. I was like, why I'm doing it? I don't know. So my mom started crying so much. Oh my God, my first daughter, her life is ruined and all of that. I was like, okay, please stop crying. Tell me what to do. I'll do anything. So my dad is a CPA. He's like, you like math, so why don't you do CPA? It's like, sure. So I started doing it. It was really fun. But after the second exam, my dad was like, now you're going to take over my office.
Oh, wow.
Later. It's like, that means they already had my life planned, and I hated that. So in the second final exams, I left one of my answer sheet blank. That was another shock, but...
You made your mother cry again, I bet.
Well, I was used to it now, so because I already seen it. But that took me to a lot of different, like my family was trying to give up on me. They said like, oh, later, let her just do whatever she wants. We would just get her married to somebody. And everybody lost hope in me, and I was losing hope in myself. I did start a business with my mom, but that was planning my whole life. So I went a little bit in a depression kind of a thing, but I wanted to prove myself that I can do it. It's not just a marriage material. So it's like, okay, I'm going to show you that I can do it. And that's why I was trying to go somewhere where I can actually show them, like, without your help, I can do something. And at that time, that's why I was looking for countries where they might not have that many Indians. So there were 3 countries that
was on the sort of hubo list?
Yes. So Switzerland, Korea, and Japan.
Very different, especially Switzerland.
Because they also have lots of businesses.
Okay.
All of these companies were based on the businesses that they have in there, which are popular internationally.
Okay.
So Switzerland, Japan, and Korea. And somehow out of all of those, in my list, I started watching Korean, like learning about all these 3 countries, and Korean culture captivated me a lot more compared to others, like the chong they have and how they talk. Like at first you don't know people, but once you get to know, it's like the similar kind of a culture, and I loved that, and that brought me here.
I bet the dynamic sort of nature of Korean culture and the fast-paced life also maybe appeal to you as well. That's the impression I'm getting from you. You like challenges, you like fast changes as well. And you are doing so much, and you have done so much. I'm wondering, how do you maintain, or do you get to maintain some sort of a work-life balance?
Great question. So I think work-life balance is something which is different for different people. Like everybody looks at it as a different perspective. So a lot of people take it as work versus life. So you can either have this or that.
Right.
But for me, it's like how I can find work in my life while enjoying it. On the weekend, when I'm not having any schedules in my calendar, and if you ask me, what would you like to do? I love to work. It's like, this is the thing. It's not like I'm working because I have to.
Right.
I'm working because I want to. That's the balance for me.
What a joy and a privilege to work and love it, right?
I love what I do. Yeah. I like the people I work with. It's so much fun. So it does not feel like tiring. It feels like, okay, now what I can do.
You actually get energy from your work as well.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, you also like to work out as well. And I think that you like to work out in nature as well. So I know that we have some photos that you've taken maybe when you were outside and some of the places that you like to visit. So why don't we take a look
let's take
and
a
talk
look
about
at
those places. So the first one. This looks like the Han River, the Hangeul River, is that right?
It's a Han River. I love water in general. But rather than seawater, I love river water.
Fresh water.
It's because, like, you know, when you see a river passing, they have obstacles, but water does not stop. It finds its way somehow, and I think that's how the life should be. And, you know, like, when you are in front of a river, the Hangang, it's broad.
Yes.
It's like you see such a big picture over it. It feels calm. It brings you close to yourself, and I love watching that. So whenever I have anything to think about, or I want to just be by myself or for me and listen to some podcast, or just go out and run, or even on a bicycle, because Korea is so well constructed in that way that it supports like runners, walkers,
bikers,
bike riders, hikers, everything. So I love doing that. And I live near Hangang. So Han River is like 10 minutes away from my house.
Great.
So that's one of the bridge that I was taking a picture of.
All right. Should we take a look at the next?
Yes.
What a great shot. That's a nice one. A friend took it for you?
Yeah. This is between Hapjeong and Tangsan. There is a really big bridge and beautiful bridge which goes over the Han River. Okay. So why I wanted to share that is like I like to go on that bridge and just look at the scenery that we were seeing over there. You know, like when we talk about Hangang or Han River, people only think about water and looking at water or how it's all beautiful. But when you look at it from a different perspective, it changes how you think about the things, what you can see over there. So on that top bridge, when you see down, you can see all the other people doing things, working out, and it motivates you in a different way. So there was a ritual with one of my friends, like every month, at every season, so there are 12 months, and every season there is a different weather, right? And what you see, like spring brings cherry blossoms, and fall brings all the autumn leaves and everything. You see each and every one of them. That was our ritual, that every month on 1st or 2nd, we would definitely walk over the bridge, no matter how cold it is, no matter what it is.
And I think when you go to a spot over and over, you actually see and pick up new stuff every time, which is one of the great things of going to one spot over and over.
And it's fun, you know, when you find those things. Like,
different.
I did not know that happened. And nowadays, look, so last year we did not notice that. This year people started running so much. Like
Everyone
it's a boom
is running,
You see like lots of people like running over there. It's like you notice so many things. I love it.
It's great travel photos. It looks like travel photos. I know that they're taken while you live there, but you once described your life in Korea as a beautiful journey.
Yes.
What would you think is the most beautiful moment? Is it a moment, or is it a place, or is it maybe the people that you've encountered on that journey?
I think I call it journey because I love me after I came here, like how I developed myself
I love that
into
answer.
Is like Korea and the people I met here, whether they are Koreans or foreigners who live in Korea, both of them changed my perspective about life so much. Somebody told me, people are going to say things no matter what you do. If you're successful, people will say things, good and bad. If you are a failure, then people will say things. Then why do you care? Are you going to remember who said what? No, you're going to remember what you did. So you are the only one who can change your life. And that changed my life upside down. So I love me in Korea.
That's a great answer and very mature for someone so young, only 30, 31 right now. What's the next challenge for you? Do you think you'll create more new businesses kind of inspired by Korea or Korean culture?
Well, at least at the moment, we are going to create. But right now we are not trying to just focus on snacks. We are trying to develop it into something more into Korean culture. So now we are trying to rename ourselves as Kalphabets rather than Hangul Kwaja. So Hangul Kwaja would be the first step and one of the step in it. So it might be like, we might be able to make, for example, a bag. And that's something different, but it's Korean culture inspired. And people in a foreign country would see it. What's that? I want that kind of a thing. So we are going to do that. But in future, yes, I do want to create new businesses. A lot of them, actually. We already have 2 other business plans in our pipeline. But, you know, like life is like water. Sometimes you start from one place and you might go to total different. So I'm open to going in a different direction. Who knows? But if everything goes well, I think we might create some more similar kind of Korean culture inspired business or the others as well.
Well, I'm sure that with your drive and with a great partner like Tyler, you'll continue to do very well on no matter what you start.
Thank you. Fingers crossed.
Well, there's a saying that the more you know, the more you see. And with Nidhi Agrawal today, I think that is definitely the case. Her deep love in Korea has inspired her to take on more than she probably dreamed of, and also allowed her to discover a new side of her that she has fallen in love with as well. So, Nidhi, thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing your story, and I wish you the best of luck with all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.